going to if we all stood up one day and there was an actual movement to tell Apple Computer that we wouldn't buy their products for the rest of the year and we would divest from their stock. And frankly, I love their products and I use them and I've invested in their stock, but if we did this, okay, if we could all get together and do it in an incredible way, there would be a sea change. And if China's GDP went down by even a few percentage points because of that reduced consumption, it would be enough, I believe, to cause unrest in China and force a change, because the only reason the Chinese government stays in power is because it delivers the economic goods to the people who are well politically connected and associated with the military. Once those people get the idea that the Communist Party is a liability in the world's eyes instead of a benefit, they'll get rid of them.
Yes, I want to address the human rights issue as well. The world is changing. I think internet has changed the world. And just spreading the idea, any idea can happen. You can spread to hundreds of millions of people in literally weeks. You've seen that in silly music videos like Gangnam Style to Coney 2012 and whatnot. So we live in an unprecedented time. And if we can raise the human rights issues, it does put pressure on the Chinese government. Right? They're not immune to criticism. Number one, and I've met, interestingly, the director of Free China, The Courage to Believe, Michael Perlman. He just completed Tibet Beyond Fear, which was an award-winning documentary film. And I said to him, if you want to help free Tibet, you need to first free China, because that's the one that's oppressing everyone. The communism, not the Chinese people per se. And we are living in a time where people power through peaceful means can change the world. I think we all grew up reading about the Martin Luther Kings, the Gandhis of the world. But I really believe in today's world, we are all part of this change. And I think we need to spread the truth. The truth will set people free, and we need to speak truth to power as well. I really do believe change can happen when people, first of all, learn about the truth, whether it's just trade reform or unfair trade practices, including the horrible human rights abuses that are happening inside China. We're going to say no to companies who are complicit in making products made from slave labor and whatnot. And social media can spread. People can learn. Oh wow! Imagine if they found out that Cisco was creating all these internet systems to suppress a billion people. All these people are being caught on the internet, monitored by 50,000 thought police. Or people learning about Nestle, manufacturing rabbits for the Easter promotional thing off people like Jennifer. So we do need to get the word out, and I think the youth in particular can make a huge difference, especially because they're so connected with the internet and so on, and it can spread all the way into China as well. So the people inside China can actually wake up, so they don't support this regime, and they quit the Chinese Communist Party, and they actually stand up for what's right, ethically. I think we're all here because we're sick and tired of unethical business practices that have an impact on all of us, whether it's killing people for their organs, of all things, or us losing jobs because of unfair trade practices. So let's make a difference and create awareness and spread the word that we can make a difference, especially today.
I'd like to make a quick comment about the lack of the politicians doing anything. I think it's because of us. Because here, every representative is elected, by the people. So if we as people, and I think as media, we can give more pressure to our politicians, they have to do something. And we have a very good example, I think, back in Australia, back in 2005. A Chinese diplomat who worked for the Chinese consulate in Sydney, because he was given a job to suppress, to persecute Falun Gong there. And after 4 years of working and observing and talking with Falun Gong practitioners, they found these are good people, and he didn't want to continue his job. So he decided to defect to Australia. He actually walked out of Chinese consulate, but guess what the immigration officer of the Australia did? When they heard he escaped from the Chinese consulate, they actually called the Chinese consulate and exposed his escape. So he had to run away to hide in a very remote, small town. And the Chinese government really want to kill him. They had a 3-man team to assassinate him. But because finally he made a decision to go public, actually he was hiding, and when he realized his life was in danger, he made, I think, a very correct decision to go public. So he appeared at a gallery to remember, I think, the Tiananmen massacre. So he talked to the media, and all the media were surrounded him. And because of the very intensive media coverage, and because of people are showing support for him and his family, I think finally he was able to gain asylum or protection, political protection from the Australian government pretty much soon. And initially, he was really worried about his own safety. So I think if we and the media give enough pressure to the politicians, they have to do something. And so I think we have the power inside ourselves.
I'd like to say just one last thing. The other thing I get that drives me crazy is when media people or business people start explaining to me that Chinese are no longer communists. Well, words have meaning, and last time I checked, that's what they call themselves, and they still study Karl Marx and Lenin and Mao thought extensively in the party, and everybody's required to read Das Kapital and all that crap. So don't forget that. And the hammer and sickle is still up there, and Mao is still on all the money. I'd like to ask you, if the Germans had kept the swastika and Hitler, how many of you would buy their products? Don't buy it.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, free China. Don't miss it. It's here. It's the next film on China. Hope to see it. You can still buy festival passes outside. And please join us for a private reception right now. Thank you very much.